tell them who you are, where you're from, and the size of your team so people have context.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. So my name is Levi Lascsak. I'm here with my partner, Travis Plumb. Last year was our first year in real estate between the two of us. We closed 64 transactions, all free from YouTube. And
hold on. Everybody hear that? Okay. And tell them where you're from.
Dallas, Texas. So we went all in on YouTube. We didn't have a marketing budget, so we thought, where can we do it for free? And so we just went all in on that. 64 transactions. Signed up for team coaching December. Justin Martin, want to give him a shout out because now we've expanded to 15 agents and we've already surpassed what we did last year. So.
Okay, does everybody hear that? Okay, did everybody hear they're in their first year in real estate? And did 64 transactions, now we are at year 2, already at 64.
68.
I don't know you guys, but he should be asking me a question. All of you should be asking he and his partner questions. Like, what video message frequency worked the best on YouTube?
So consistency is key. I knew that. I actually researched the platform for about 2 months. I don't think everybody's going to go to that extreme, but I understood going into it because I took it from a marketing standpoint and a business owner standpoint, right? And I knew I needed to understand the platform first, and then how could it apply to real estate.
In platform, we're talking about also algorithm, like how often should I be uploading videos? What time should I be uploading videos? What are the most important hooks on that platform that cause retention of how long people watch, right? It's all that stuff.
Everything. So yeah, I mean, it was, everybody can look at a home on Zillow or Realtor. They can see the inside of the home. But what they can't see is the house next door or the house across the street or the community right around the corner or what it's actually like. So what's the difference between an HOA community and a non-HOA community? What does that actually look like? Can you provide examples? We get a lot of Californians that are anti-HOA, but whenever you take them and actually show them on video what a non-HOA community looks like, and everyone's fixing their car and has a purple house, then they think otherwise, right? Yeah. So it's really just kind of showing that. I mean, it's a combination between office videos and neighborhood videos, and it's just showing them what it's like to live in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
So it's lifestyle, not really lifestyle, but just showing them.
Do you know, I'm sure you do you know our client Jeremy Knight?
Of course, yeah.
Austin, right? Yep. So very similar model in terms of, let me show you what $500,000 gets you, let me show you what $1 million gets you, what does a $10 million lakefront look like, that kind of stuff, versus he does all the Austin real estate related news, and he's talking about it like pretty much every day. And like yourself, Jeremy made about $1.2 million last year in commissions. Look up here, guys. $1.2 million in commissions, has zero marketing budget. All he does is put out content. Right? So very similar model to Levi and his partner. So share with them, because I'm going to talk about video today a little bit, right? But share with them, if you were in their shoes today, how do they set up the structure to create the content and then get it published and make it work? I would write this down.
Well, they have to understand the platform. So I'm a little old school as well, but I always start with books. I mean, there's really 2 good books, YouTube Secrets and YouTube Formula. That will help you.
What are the books called again?
YouTube Secrets and YouTube Formula.
Yep.
So that's going to help you understand the fundamentals and principles of the platform. And see, the thing is that I think where most people make the mistake is that they upload a video to YouTube, but they don't give YouTube the information that it needs to understand how to present that video to the audience. And so the algorithm ultimately reads words, if you think about it, letters, words, things like that. So all of that, if there's a space, never leave it blank on YouTube when you upload a video, because that ultimately is what's going to tell YouTube when actually people put in the search bar, what it is they're looking for. And so now if you were to search any suburb in Dallas, Texas, or if you search any suburb of Dallas, Texas, or even Dallas, Texas on YouTube, will probably pop up. And so we've been very consistent about the publishing. So it all goes into consistency. Actually, consistency is really the key thing.
So what's your frequency?
I do.
Frequency is how often you publish.
Yep. So what I noticed was that, of course, there was other agents on YouTube in Dallas, and you think about Dallas, there's vloggers, there's bloggers, there's lifestyle. I mean, there's people with millions of views about Dallas. And so how do you overcome that? Well, what I noticed is that only people were publishing. Yep. What I noticed that people were only publishing once a week. So for me, if I was going to break into the market and actually overtake, it was outworking them, right? And so I came out with 3 videos a week out of the gate. And I stayed consistent on that for the first year. And that's actually what helped us really gain that momentum. We're actually about to break 11,000 subscribers.
Or big that is in a year, and you're not like
no ad.
Singing, showing your boobs, and you know what I mean, like cat
no, yes, none of that.
So, give me the frequency again. How often do you publish?
I was doing 3 videos a week. We've actually scaled back to about 2.
Why? What did you observe in view count, retention?
Well, we've never had a video go viral, but in December, since December, we've had videos that have really shot out of the gate. We had one video go to 42,000 views in a 1 month time frame.
Okay, hold on. What was the headline? You know, what was it tagged
What does 300K get you in Frisco, Texas?
This is one of the things, this is a video, that's a title.
That's the title.
Today.
Yeah.
So what is $300,000 get you in, whatever your city is, 500,000, 750, $1 million, $10 million, whatever your price range is, and then how fast did you get into that subject in the video?
Oh, right away. I mean,
why?
Well, actually, I start every video the same, which is, so you're thinking about moving to suburbs, suburbs. Thinking about moving to Frisco, Texas, so you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, so you're thinking about?
And why do you do that?
I do that because I want whoever pops on that video in the first 3 seconds to actually shake their head, yes, I'm thinking about moving to Frisco, Texas. Or if they say, no, I'm not thinking about it, I want them to actually leave the video because that's not my audience. So we're very specific about finding our target audience. And so that's why I do that. So you're thinking about moving to, because that's the only people I want watching those videos. And I'm okay if they jump off from the very beginning.
Okay, what questions do you guys want to ask him? I'm actually just tagging him right now as a reminder so you and I can do a podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick, the question is?
What did you make in the first year?
So again, for our first year in real estate, only did YouTube, that was it. We closed 64 transactions, 33.5 million in volume, 1,007,000 in GCI.
How long are the videos?
Hey, Levi. The videos are as long as they need to be. So you want to give as much information that is needed, so that can be an hour. I've actually done it.
Just do me a favor. Grab this. Come up front. I'm going to make a statement to you, and you give me some insight on it.
Okay.
My experience is, because I put out so much content, people already kind of know what I'm about. They either like me or they don't. And I find that it's easier to do business with them because they're like, I know you. What's your experience like?
They all know us. Here's the thing about video. What I love about video is that when they call you, they've already made the decision to work with you, period. Our video is our buyer's presentation. So we don't have a buyer's presentation because the video does it for us. When they call us, the thing is we don't know who doesn't want to work with us because they don't call us. So I'm not worried about other agents that have videos in Dallas because if they like that other agent, that means they clicked with them better and they're going to be a better fit. We don't have nightmare clients because they're really like us.
Yeah.
And so we have fun with all of our clients working with them.
Okay, but here's the challenge. See, you came from Hollywood and you've been acting for years and you're really technical with the camera. We're not.
No, I came from financial services and my business completely bombed out in 2020 and that's why I made the transition.
Okay, or there's that. Okay, that's resiliency. I love that. Walk us through, how often do you create content? Is it scheduled? Is it random? Give us the mechanics of it. Assuming we have no idea. I'm a 6-year-old and I don't know what you're talking about.
So I believe video is the real 4-hour work week. That's what it is, because really, YouTube does not take you time, YouTube makes you time. And not only does YouTube make you time, it compounds your time. You see our channel, if you look at our analytics, was watched. These are watch hours, 66,700 hours last year. That's equivalent to 7.6 years. So that means our channel prospected for us in a 1-year time frame, equivalent to 7.6 years. That's a compound effect. So in my opinion, there's nothing better you can do for video. And now I can be here. I actually talked to our lead intake person because Justin told us the first person we needed to bring on. Actually, the first person we brought on was a videographer. So I did everything on my iPhone for the first year. Yeah. So everything with an iPhone and a $70 microphone, that's it. We didn't bring on a videographer until we wanted to move into luxury, but Justin told us it was time to bring in a lead specialist which we have now full-time just lead intake. Yesterday we brought in 10 leads, and I was here at the conference, and those got distributed to the team.
Yeah. Okay, can we give him a nice little round of applause, by the way? All right. So I think, maybe because you said something that I thought was profound and I had to write it down because that's just the way my brain works. So I'm your videographer. How many times a week do we meet?
Well, we're working on different projects. So for the individual agent that just wants to get started, you need to set a publishing schedule that's going to work with you, because consistency is key. So I uploaded the same times every single week for the whole first year.
Hold on, you're already at publishing. I want him to get in front of the camera.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I mean, everything, you got to do everything. Everything is awkward and overwhelming in the beginning, right? I mean, think about when you got your real estate license. When you got your real estate license, you probably said, "Oh, this is stuff I'm never going to use again. I don't get this. It's overwhelming." Next thing you know, you pass your test, but you stuck with it. Same thing when you wrote your first contract. When you write your first contract and there's 25 pages and 8 addendums you have to attach, that's overwhelming, but you did it. So the only difference is that you just have to do it and get through that and work through it. Now, you can record videos, you don't have to upload them. But also, don't analyze yourself to death either, because ultimately people are going to, like attracts like, and the people that like you will call you, period. So be yourself, and you have to be yourself, because the thing is on YouTube, the notoriety comes with like 100,000 or 1 million subscribers. We're different. You know, we did everything last year and we had less than 5,000 subscribers. Plus, we get to meet our audience. Most YouTubers never meet their audience because they stay behind the camera. So they can be a character on camera and be completely different off camera. You have to be yourself on camera because you're going to meet your clients and they're going to be expecting the person. So if you have purple hair, have purple hair. Right. You know, but have purple hair, I mean, that's you. And then the people that will call you, they'll want to do business with you. They've already made that decision. So you just have to be yourself. You have to get through that process, and, you know, but also make note of it. I mean, anything that you work towards is going to take constant improvement. And so you have to look at what you're doing, how to get better, but also you have to publish. And you have to publish, and you have to publish, and don't overanalyze it, but just take note of 1 or 2 things that you can improve on and just make those small increments.
Love it. Okay, so I'm going to answer the question more, because he's got a lot of stuff racing through his head because he's getting really into it. If you took on what we just called the 30-day challenge, the 30-day challenge is you're going to shoot 1 video every day for 30 days where you simply answer a question you get from the public or something about housing in your local marketplace. Hey, it's Tom with Pineda Real Estate. It's day 3. One of the questions I get all the time from first-time buyers is, can I buy down the rate and actually decrease my payment, or am I just stuck with that rate, and how does that work? And then you answer the question. And you do that 30 times. I don't know if you saw, were you at a lead?
Yes.
Okay, so you remember David, who I brought up on stage from New Jersey, who was like, I can't believe I'm on stage, this is unbelievable, right?
Right.
He started at the summit. Every day he'd do a video after, right? He did the 30-day challenge that now has become the 365 days a year challenge. He said, my business has gone from here to here, because now all of a sudden the inbound business that he's getting, and he's not even doing YouTube, he's just really doing Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, so every day, 1 video. Where's my buddy Kirk Kessel? Kirk, how long ago did we start this? From that J. Abraham mastermind?
About 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Okay, 3, 4 years ago. So we're sitting in a little mini mastermind, and I said, everyone just make note of this. You ready? Write down how many years you've been in the business. You can do months. How many years you've been in the business? So what do you got? 7. So what are the 7 most important lessons you've learned in 7 years of selling houses? You just list them out. It's easy. The challenge for Kurt and his partner Dwayne, it was 64 years. So they did 64 lessons from 64 combined years of real estate. By the time they were done, I think they were in year 66. Because it was a weekly show. If you just create a theme, that you're like, oh, I know my theme, I can follow that, right? Like, how's the market this week in Dallas, as an example of a theme. Now, we're gonna get into all this stuff. This is a part of the segment after lunch today, but go ahead.
Well, you said it. So, like, what does 300K get in Frisco, Texas? What is 400K? What is 500K? We've done that all the way up to $1 million to dominate that suburb. Then, whenever I did Prosper, Salina, Allen, I repurposed content. Actually, I pulled out 300K from all 5 of those suburbs, and then I just I recorded a brand new intro and said, hey, want to see what 300K gets you in North Dallas? And then we just took clips from all of those and featured like one different house. And so then you're just, you're reusing your own content as well. You can do that.
So you got to come to the next video mastermind we're doing.
Okay.
So Jeremy and all, so basically there's like 3 camps. We found there's the long form YouTube people, right? This is very long form YouTube. Then there's the Instagram only, Insta famous just because it has so many eyeballs. And then there's the TikTokers. And it's no different from...
That's not me.
I know, but I would argue today...
Well, we chop up all of our videos and they go on Instagram. I mean, Instagram, TikTok. So we have presence on the other platforms, but it doesn't take me additional effort to do it because our editor goes in there, chops out 30 second, 45 second, 60 second clips.
Yep. Glenda Baker, how many of you know the name Glenda Baker, right? So world famous Omaha Stars, right? Omaha Stars, Tom Ferry. Glenda makes consistently $2 million a year, and about half of it just comes from TikTok. And all she does is she takes 1 day a month, and she sits down and she does 35 or 40 1-minute videos, and she kills it. He's doing 2 videos a week, publishing, doing the work, and he kills it. The fundamental rule is you got to just do one thing and do it with all your might. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Don't try and do 67 things. Do one thing, get it running, and then add the next. So would you recommend they go YouTube first, knowing what you know now, I would assume, or would you think Instagram might be easier?
I'm all about YouTube. I think if you look at our average view durations, and I know you know this, they say it takes about 6 minutes of video consumption for somebody to start to develop a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Our average view duration is 6.5 minutes. So I mean, in one sitting, they're getting locked in. And here's the key thing, 25% of our traffic from YouTube comes from TV, which means people are sitting on their couch watching you on their TV, probably with the family as well. I've had kids on our Zoom calls because they wanted to meet me.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah,
How long are your videos?
How long are the videos on average?
as long as they need to be. So
So I'm with him on that. What's the average?
So on average, we're probably between 15 to 25 minutes, but I experimented with an hour video, actually, and that's probably one of our most viewed videos. The thing is about YouTube is people are researching on YouTube, and so they're sitting down. Over half the traffic comes from TV, desktop, and tablet, which is researching devices.
Right.
So from that standpoint, the thing is that that's what I love about YouTube over the other platforms. It's intention-based. And so we're capturing people in the research phase before they've even decided to hire a real estate agent. So we're providing that information about it up front. And so when they watch all of the videos by default, then that's why they call us. So, but at the same time, you have to choose the platform that you're most comfortable with or willing to work on. But what I believe, and I love Brad, Glenda, Katie Day. I watch them all. Yeah, McCall, of course. And so, but what I notice is they're all very dialed in on one platform first. They may have presence on the other platforms, but they're very, very dialed in. They have a primary platform. They've mastered that, and you might see them elsewhere.
Yes.
But that one platform is generating probably 99% of their business.
There you go. Okay, we got to switch gears, but can we give Levi a nice round of applause for sharing?
And there's my partner Travis right there. He finally came in.
Yeah, I love this. And my buddy Craig goes, but he never asked a question. I know, I'm kind of laughing at you. All right, so do you have a question?
Actually, I did have a question. My question was, now that we start looking at paid advertising, because we've done this all for free, what would be your number one thing that we could spend on for paid ads?
Let me ask you a question first. You guys have Google Local Services. Do you have your Google business page done?
Yes.
Okay. Are you running any Google? I'm looking at your partner too. Are you running any Google Local Services ads?
Well, we just started that. We Google local search ads to our Google My Business profile.
Perfect. The next thing I would look at doing is running ads on your most popular content. I would push your most popular content, and you could push it and say, we want this only to go to California. You with me? Like geo to where you want the content to go, that's the next level. Where, like a David Caldwell, who you guys should connect with, Coach David, David would say his videos are just for where he is outside of Portland in the suburbs, and he's running all of his paid ads for his YouTube videos just to that area. So they get the direct mail, maybe they're on his email list, and then they're getting his monthly market update reports, and those just create countless calls all day long.
Perfect.
Right. That would be, to me, that would be the next move. And then I would challenge you guys. How old are you?
I'm 42.
Dude, see, we're so blessed. Like, he's a young looking for. I figured he was like in his 30s. How old are you?
35.
35.
Okay, cool. If I were you guys, I would keep doing what I'm doing on YouTube, and then I would just go hard
I'm 47.
on TikTok. I would, just as you got obsessed about YouTube, I would get obsessed about TikTok.
Well, now that I just saw that they're increasing the time limit to 10 minutes, I mean, we could just chop our videos in half.
Okay, here's the difference. I do that same thing, and my TikTok is okay.
Okay.
Right? So I'm trying to hire like a TikTok specialist, but they're just going to do TikTok for me. Which means right now I film probably 7 hours a week, right? 6 hours a week in front of the camera in this studio or that studio. 6 original pieces of content, all chopped up, all sliced up, all the things that we know how to do. But when you go organic into TikTok, that's what makes it tick.
All right.
You with me? So it's literally, it's only about the experience of TikTok, which is probably not your same thing that you're like, let me show you what a $300,000 house gets you. But if you do that same thing in a TikTok spazzy way, with the music even hidden, not being played, and the text, you're like one video away from having like 800,000 people see it.
Okay.
And that will put you on a whole new level on a different platform. Now you've got a secondary lead source coming in. The TikTok one will give you referrals around the country. Because they'll be like, oh my God, I want to work with a guy like you. Who do you know in Alabama? Who do you know in Denver, Colorado? That's what Glenda gets all day long. And she's just like, referral fee, referral fee, referral fee, referral fee, referral fee, referral fee, all day long.
Perfect.
Cool? All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Give these guys a big round of applause. You guys gotta come to Dallas.
Okay. Well, we live in Dallas, so we're already there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the design district.
Yeah, yeah. I've been there.
Okay, let's make sure we get a lunch date or something in a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.